This is where the ancient cities and medieval civilizations emerged and disappeared. This is the cradle of great ideas, a place where science and arts prospered, the crossroads of trade and the boldest ideas. What is Central Asia like today? What do the countries in the region have in common? What is the cultural and genetic code of the peoples living in this part of the world? Stay tuned with Central Asian Guide to find out. Ceramist from Gijduvan, preserved tradition. Sufi shrine near Bukhara. Saka's successor, keeper of Kazakh porcelain. The pottery traditions and the ceramist skills of modern Uzbekistan have a 1,000-year history and are divided by schools and directions depending on the region. Since the ancient times, successors of the priceless art of Transoxiana make ceramic pieces of two types, burnt terracotta and glazed pottery. Artisans from Samarkand, Rishton, Shahrisabz, Tashkent, and Khwarezm became famous around the world. Alisher Narzulayev is a representative of the dynasty, which for many centuries has been preserving the traditions of the ancient Gijduvan. During the recent years, the master and his students have managed to restore more than 80 samples of Gijduvan ceramics and more than 200 ancient ornaments.
Hello. Это мой внук.
This is my grandson, 8th generation. I really hope that he will be a great master. Now we will go to the workshop. Good day. Hi. I'm the 6th generation ceramist. That's my youngest son. These are my nephew's students. And I'm really happy that my grandchildren are also here. Our traditional Gijduvan ceramics has more than 2,500-year history. Our ornaments have Greek meanders since the times of Alexander the Great. Iranian Islimi also influenced ornaments. The Great Silk Road has left such a beautiful trail. Historically, our art have 5 colors. Gijduvan ceramics are recognized throughout the world by these ornaments and colors. It is called yellow ceramics. After firing it, looks yellow. We apply ornament and then the glaze. After drying, it goes to firing. And after firing, it is finished ceramic piece, so shiny. This is my youngest grandson and he takes the cake. I really hope that they will continue our business. What are you making? A jug. I think she's making a plate, right? That's it. We have to separate. Snap it off. Good. This is a plate. Good job. This is Durgan's granddaughter. Oh, there's another group. Hello. This is Dinora Nazanin. Almost half of my grandchildren are here in my workshop, which is the usual thing. When we lose them, they usually happen to be here in my workshop, doing something their way, playing with the things. When I was about 5 to 6 years old, I also started it like that, by playing, and I entered this wonderful world. Master devoted his whole life to the art of ceramics and still enjoys making bowls, dishes, and jugs of white clay, which, according to tradition, is mixed with reed fluff. For large ceramic pieces, we usually use the so-called koliba. The clay has air for sure. This air must come out. My hands feel how the air comes out of the clay without a sound. This is so-called screaming bowl. When a man enters the house, he must take it in his hands. If it is empty, it starts to scream, the food has finished. Fill me. And the man should go to the bazaar, of course, to buy food and fill this cup. Now we will go to our kilns, and you will see how it works. Put it on the tripod. They all need to be deployed in one direction. The top of the tripod must be here, and put it on top exactly in the middle. That goes in that direction. It should be directed towards the fire. The kiln should not work while it is not full. It must be filled to the top. In that case, the fire will be properly distributed in the furnace and all pieces will be burnt evenly. Now we can start the process. This is the most delicate moment. Every 5 to 10 minutes we'll look in a special window and watch the process of firing. This kiln works for 18-20 hours from 0 to 1000 degrees. We define everything by eye, judging by the experience. The fire tells the eyes when to look through the window, and when we look, the ceramic says you can stop the kiln. Here's our traditional forms and ornaments. Each form has its own name. This is called tabak palau kore for pilav. Tabaki liangari. Langar is the anchor of the ship. You see, the top of the plate looks like an anchor. And this is the Kashgar form. Ornaments are also traditional. Naturally, every master, every generation adds something. This is my eldest son. These are Alimjan and Abidjan, 7th generation. The elder son of the master Alisher praises the work of his younger brother.
I am very happy that I was born in this family. I graduated from Economic University and worked for 3 years in a bank, but I returned to a family business. This is what runs in my family.
The pieces he makes have very unusual shape. For example, he started making jugs, which was long gone in Gijduvan. He's our talent. Here are my last works. These forms are presented only here, not in any other ceramics school. And that's a vase. Basically, it is for flowers. It is called koshkolok. Translated as 2 ears. You can see the mountain, the earth, the birds, the sun. They are still unburned, raw, ready to go to kiln. I hope within a week we will finish them. The greatest pleasure is when you take them out of kiln. Here we have ready-made jugs, vases. That's the terracotta style. This vase is similar to the Greek form because of these elongated handles, amphora. Now I invite you to our museum and a salon gallery. Here, oh, new pieces. Such a beautiful ornament, Bargak Naksh. And what a beautiful composition. This is Shavkat John, my student. He has already surpassed me. This is an exclusive master. He combines traditions with modernity. Thank you, Shavkat. And by the way, hi. These are our women, my wife, my oldest daughter-in-law. Since the ancient times in our family, women were engaged in embroidery and men in ceramics. My mother taught my sisters, my wife, my daughter-in-law. She's 91 years old. She's still embroidering. The Narzulaev spouses have 2 sons, a daughter, and 8 grandchildren. The female half of the family keeps the secrets of the ancient Gijduvan embroidery, showing it in Suzani textile and clothes. I've been doing this since childhood. My grandmother and mother taught me. I dream that my daughters-in-law and granddaughters will continue the art. That's my biggest wish. I'm very grateful to my mother-in-law that she taught me the secrets of embroidery. Thanks to her, I improved my sewing skills. Despite the fact that I embroidered from early childhood, my husband's mother taught me a lot of things that I did not know before. For example, staining the thread. Therefore, I would like to say a special thanks to her. You can see the samples of our work made of handmade materials. They have various embroidered drawings, ancient patterns. Grandmother and mother-in-law taught me to make them. Today we are embroidering in the style of Oriental miniatures. We use simple white threads dyed only with natural paints. To make them, we use the skin of the pomegranate, the roots of the madder, the onion husks, and the leaves of the arugula. These threads are absolutely harmless since they're natural. They do not contain chemicals, therefore they will never fade. Master sadly talks about the times when the ancient tradition of pottery almost ended due to the Bolshevik policy of cultural enrooting. Fortunately, Alishar's father, Ibadullah Narzulaev, managed to save the school of Gijduvan ceramics from sinking into oblivion, mainly due to the support of enlightened people of that era. As I remember a few things, in 1961, when I was 7 to 8 years old, the last workshop was damaged. My father and grandfather had nowhere to work. And at this time, God sent us Konstantin Simonov. He has lived in our old house for several days and was writing a book. Then, by the recommendation of Konstantin Simonov, my father and grandfather were accepted in the Union of Artists of the Soviet Union. There was financial aid, thanks to which my father built a workshop in the old house. Although we knew German and Russian very well, he did not want to do anything else except ceramics. However, there was no demand for our ceramics, and then I asked a question which now is unpleasant for me. I said, "Father, maybe we will stop. Nobody's asking about us. Nobody needs us. Look how many ceramics we have." My father told me, "Otto John, do not think about it. This is all temporary. The time will come when they will remember us. Someone will need our art." And you know, a new decree was adopted concerning retired people, and I'm retired, saying that they can continue their craft, and they are exempt from all taxes. It seems to me I'm young, and I wanted to continue. I have launched my own business and now working. And it seems to me that I still can do something. With my exposition, I was in Japan several times, in France, in America, in Germany, and welcomed it very well. People visit us, our workshop, and our gallery. But unfortunately, neither father nor grandfather lived until these days. As my father told me, this is the Pigeons by Picasso. When he painted birds, a peacock, a dove, it led to a debate between religious people and my father. And father said, a religion should never come across art. If you like drawing a bird, a pigeon, a peacock, and if it comes out beautifully and good, this is a great mastery of the artist and great joy. This is the peacock with our traditional Gijduvan ornament, dastagul. This is the author's work of my father. In 1973 in Washington, this work won the Grand Prix. And my father received the Order of Labor Glory thanks to this work. Before color ceramics, all of our ceramics were green, and the ornaments were scratched. It is called honacharosh. In Gijduvan, more than 30 to 40 families were engaged in different directions of pottery. I'm very proud that I passed this craft to my sons and students. And I'm proud when my student says, "This is my master. This is a great happiness for me." The outskirts of Bukhara are revered throughout the Islamic world as the cradle of Central Asian Sufism. During the Middle Ages, 7 saints, 7 representatives of the great Sufi order, lived and preached in those places, and the first of the Sufi teachers was from Gijduvan. We are now walking to the mausoleum of Sheikh Abdul Khalik Gijduwani. He was a great philosopher, a mathematician. This is a very beautiful place. Every day after work I rest here. Here you can freely think about tomorrow, the family, the future, work, and life. Behind the mausoleum there is a Ulugbek madrasa near the mosque. It is a beautiful place, right? Beautiful alley. When you come here, you want to be quiet and just listen and think. Hello, I'm a ceramic artist, Malik Abdildim. Welcome to the Department of Restoration and Ceramics. Welcome to our workshop. That's how the working day in the Department of Restoration starts. In every nation, the oldest of the crafts, the pottery, has been developing in its own way, while maintaining common generic traits. The ancient Greek vases and amphorae, the pieces of Persian masters, will capture the imagination, and Chinese masters managed to reach unbelievable heights. Not without reason. They were the ones who invented porcelain. Wusun and Kangli tribes succeeded a lot in this art. Later, the Great Silk Road contributed to the development of pottery. The Restoration and Ceramics Department of the National Museum restores clay relics found during excavations throughout the Kazakh steppe. Malik Abdildim started his path from the ceramic factory in the archaic town. That was 40 years ago. The art of porcelain in his life's work. This is my student. His name is Begbulat Jaksalik. Begbulat, are details for the wolf's head and talisman ready? What about the mat? This young man has been engaged in ceramics for 7 years. I dedicated 40 years of my life to the art of ceramics. I worked not only in Kazakhstan but also in factories in Russia and Uzbekistan. Honestly, I was the only specialist in porcelain art in our country. I have a lot of goals. I want to make even more works that will be proudly presented in our museum. I'm proud to work with a master. During this time, I learned a lot from him. I like it. Thanks to him, I meet different people. This is an invaluable experience. Let me show you how to make a porcelain wolf head for the standard, the military banner. Bekbulat, help me. This is a porcelain mass. We poured it into a plaster mold. All the water in the clay will be absorbed into the gypsum, and the future product will get the desired shape. This will take about 30 minutes. So the excess water absorbed in the gypsum, that's the shape. We'll take it out when it's dry. And here are our molded pieces. The clay is already dried. Now we must carefully remove them from the molds. This is how the symbol of our totem looks. This is a spear for the standard. And here on the edges there will be the tapes. Now it should be placed in the kiln. Before painting, the product will undergo initial burning. This is the requirement of the technological process. We set the temperature at 1250 degrees. The specialists are also engaged in the so-called figurines, sculptures of small form. Its origins come from the art of the masters of Siberia of the Neolithic age. Later it was modified during the Scythian period and during the times of the Turkic Khaganate. Now I want to show you the national souvenirs we're working on. This is Kanbak Shal, a children's souvenir, and this is Akın, a poet. We have not finished it yet. This is a fairy tale character, Taş Şabala. We also sculpt national vases in the old style. We use elements of the Saka ornaments. Our talented sculptors made these two batters. They made them based on my sketch. Then, based on these blanks, I will make porcelain sculptures. This is an image of the legendary İmancusup Kutpanuli, the famous Akın in Batır, a native of the Pavlodar land from the Irtysh coast. Meanwhile, the first firing of a copy of the ancient Turkic battle symbol has been completed. It's time to test our products, which we put in the kiln. It's still hot here. Here is our totem, wolf's head. It is still hot. Now we will start painting it. We are starting the process. Here, the colors are ready. Each color has its own brush. We begin to paint our totem by hands. Painting also requires certain skills. This work requires many hours of hard work. After coating with gilding, we still need burning. The temperature will be slightly lower. For gilding, 720 degrees is enough, after which a second burning will be at a temperature of 1000 degrees, so the product goes to a kiln a couple of times more. I'll put it aside for some time so we can talk about our big project, Taykazan. It is a variation of the theme of sacred Turkestan's Taykazan from the mausoleum of Khawaja Ahmad Yassawi, philosopher and poet, the first Sufi mystic in the Turkic world. Here are 9 people, 3 batters, warriors, 3 bees, judges, poets and jigits, brave men. This is an image of a batter. This is an image of a bee. This is Akin. Our ancestors raised the Taykazan during the great victories. It symbolizes the unity of the people. There is an expression, raise Kazan, guests arrived. This custom has been preserved since the time of the great Turkic Khaganate. Our Taykazan will be placed in the atrium of the museum. There's a special place. It will rotate so that visitors can view the composition from all sides. I think that the project will finish in about 2 years. This is a huge work that requires great skills and patience. I need to go to another department to discuss working moments with colleagues. Begbalat, keep gluing. I'll be back soon. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? We are working on the elements that we talked about yesterday, right? Yes, of course. Sanat, manat. Now it is necessary to insert faceted stones in special nests in the Taykazan. We are in the jewelry workshop of our museum. Employees of this department restore ancient metal products. They have a very difficult and delicate work. It deserves the highest appreciation. Our department receives many different pieces. We see some of them for the first time. At such times, we consult with Malik Aga. His encyclopedic knowledge and experience help us a lot. I want to show you the sculptural composition of the fountain Saka Kings. Malik Abdildin is the author of an impressive project of a monument showing representatives of the ancient steppe aristocracy which ruled for millennia in the Great Kazakh Steppe. It is part of an architectural complex of the National Museum which was opened in 2014 and symbolizes the heroic spirit and rich culture of Valiant's ancestors. It was installed on the eve of the grand opening of the museum. We're looking at sculpture of the Golden Man, found in the Issyk burial mound in the south of Kazakhstan. At the top you can see the familiar totem, wolf's head. You see what an unusual and magnificent composition it is. A ritual mask with horns is fixed on the horse's head, which is a symbol of wealth and prosperity. Here's the sculpture of the burial hero, the Saka King, found in eastern Kazakhstan not far from the famous Katun Karagay in the foothills of the Altai. The remains of 60 horses in full equipment were found in the burial of the ruler. And this is a sculpture of a ruler found in Shilikti, mound in central Kazakhstan. At the top of the shaft in his hand there is another our totem, the Samruk bird. And now we reach the ruler of the Sarmatians. He was found in western Kazakhstan. As you probably already noticed, each ruler has his own style of clothing, his own totem. It depends on the region where the remains were found. Thus, we've wanted to show the ancient culture preserved since the time of the Saka and Huns.
мақсатта соны көрсеткіміз келді. Осы сақ патшасы фонтанымен біз осыны.
As for the fountain, in the center there is a kazan. It was always considered as the symbol of wealth, prosperity, and unity.
Қазан байлықтың, бірліктің.
And in the fountain bowl, above the whole composition, we see a tulip, which symbolizes the great step.
Қызғалдақты алдық.